Alrighty, so hello, people out there in Facebook land, but also Instagram at the same time. We are live on both. I apologize for being a few minutes late, a few technical difficulties in the background, but these things happen and now we are off and running, so let's not worry about that. So today you are joining me for a quick little pop-up lunchtime training where we're going to be talking about sales and social media. And particularly, I'm going to talk to you about the three biggest mistakes that I see people make when it comes to trying to make sales through social media. I put a little poll into this Facebook group. For those of you on Instagram, that's the Social Strategy Mum Growth Group, our Facebook group. And I asked people what they were struggling most with when it came to sales on social media. And the majority of people who answered that poll said that it was knowing what to post. And I found this really interesting because the three mistakes that I'm going to talk to you about today have to do with exactly that. It has to do with what you are posting on your social media. So we're all on the same page, and that's really good to know, obviously, because I want to be making sure that the training that I'm doing is actually tailored to helping you with what is keeping you most stuck right now. So what I want to do is I want to go through each of these three mistakes and talk a little bit about them and give you some sort of tips and tricks then on what you can be posting and how you can be working out what you should be posting, because that's obviously important too. So the first mistake, and this is actually the biggest mistake that I see people make right across social media, is that they actually forget what the purpose of the platform is that they're participating in. It's really important to understand that we don't own any of these platforms. Each and every one of these platforms is its own business. And so it has a purpose. It has a purpose when it comes to making money, but it also has a mission and a purpose for why it exists. So for Facebook, they are very clear that the purpose of the platform is for people to socialize and to create connection and communities. Now, there is a second aspect to Facebook, of course. They do offer advertising, and so in that way, they have a dual purpose, and the purpose with advertising is twofold. It's to give businesses the opportunity to get in front of more potential customers, but it's also to make money, because in the end, they make money from the advertising that people are doing. So even with one fairly simple platform like Facebook, there's all of these different missions and purposes for the business that are coming into play. And so if you look at your own business, you'll probably find that it's quite similar. You will have multiple purposes for your business. So for example, if I take my business, Social Strategy Mum, I have two main purposes. One purpose is to contribute financially to our family budget and to spend more time with my children. My second purpose is that I want to see more mums able to do what I want to do and have the flexibility and freedom through their businesses. And I want to help them be able to create that by having a great social media strategy. So even for my small, simple business, there's two distinct purposes. So what you need to be thinking about when you get onto each of these platforms is what the purpose of the platform is. And one of the key things to say here is that when Facebook bought Instagram, it immediately changed the landscape of Instagram and the purpose of Instagram. And that is because the company, the business, Facebook, bought Instagram, it immediately brings over the Facebook values to that new platform. And that is, in fact, exactly what we saw happen. We saw the reach on scheduled posts decrease. We saw the algorithm change so that it is extremely focused on interaction around the time that you post. In fact, if you jump onto Instagram and spend 10 minutes engaging with other people's content on your feed, then post your post, and then stay on the platform for another 5 to 10 minutes and interact with anybody that comments on your post, And then make sure that your notifications are set up so that if someone else comments after that time, when of course you've had to go on and do something else because you can't spend all day on Instagram, but you get that notification and then you can head straight back into Instagram and just, you know, even put a couple of emojis as a response to that comment. Instagram's algorithm is responding to those things. It's responding to you being on the platform before you post. It's responding to you posting at a time when people are online. And then it's responding to people commenting on your post and you replying and getting into a conversation with those people. Those aspects are super strong in the Instagram algorithm as it stands now. And when did that change? It changed around the time and in the few months after Facebook bought Instagram. So when it comes to understanding the purpose of the platform, it really is fundamental to us being able to use a platform as part of our sales machine, because we need to be tailoring the types of posts that we are doing to the type of platform that we are on. So when you are trying to sell something on Facebook or Instagram, you also have to have in mind an idea of a sense of community and the algorithm that's looking to create that community. And so if you pop a post onto Instagram that is sales orientated and people see it and don't respond to that post and it doesn't encourage engagement, then that post is unlikely to be doing well when it comes to the algorithm on Instagram. And so this idea of hearing crickets is what ends up happening. In the same way, when you're thinking about what you're posting on Facebook, we cannot just be posting sales, 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 because that does not foster the sense of community that Facebook is committed to. And so we need to be posting a percentage of posts that are creating that engagement and community that Facebook is looking for. And that is often the types of posts that sometimes as business owners we kind of avoid or we don't see the point of. And that's the things like memes and little information posts and all of those kinds of things that people comment on. They like, they share them, they tag their friends in, because that's the interaction that Facebook's looking for. And if you are consistently getting good interaction on your Facebook page with your posts, then when you do put a sales post in and link off platform, Facebook will be much kinder to you in the reach on that post. Because basically what they're saying is, hey, you've been doing heaps of the types of posts we're looking for, you're getting really great engagement, so we're willing to show your content to more people because you are really fitting with the purpose and the mission of our platform. I hope that that kind of makes sense. It's an extremely important fundamental thing to understand that these platforms are not just there for us to sell our stuff to people, okay? And so we have to interact in the way that the platform is looking for. The second mistake that I see people make is that they forget to bring in an element of human connection. So when we go into a shop and we buy something, we get this sense of human connection with the person that we are buying something from. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's terrible. But the reality is that there's a personal connection. And particularly when you're dealing with small businesses, there really is a sense of you contributing to their business and to their family and to their mission and all of those kinds of things when you buy. And there's also this sense of wanting to feel like your purposes are aligned and you have that level of connection. And so if you're forgetting that human connection when it comes to selling on social media, then that can really impact your sales. And it's little things that can make the difference here. It's replying back to people's private messages or direct messages on Instagram. It is sharing posts on your pages and profiles that talk about who you are and why you've created your business and what your mission is for your business, because they're the kinds of posts that people relate to. And when you share that part of your mission is to spend more time at home with your children and be more available to them, I can guarantee that other mums out there that want that same thing feel connected to you because you have shared that. And that can be extremely powerful when it comes to people choosing who to buy from. Because the reality is that markets are saturated and you will not be the only person out there doing the exact thing that you are doing. So why do people buy from you rather than from someone else? Well, it's because they connect with you, they connect with your mission, they connect with your style of business, they connect with the way you communicate and what you share. So please do not forget that human connection element when it comes to selling on social media, because otherwise it can be very cold and impersonal, and generally that will affect people's buying decisions. The third big mistake that people make is kind of two mistakes in one, because some people are all the way down one end of the spectrum and some people are all the way down the other end of the spectrum. And so this is all about how much of what you post is sales related, directly sales related. And so some profiles that I look at, everything is sales. It is just sales post after sales post after sales post. They are missing the posts that get engagement, and they are missing the posts that create human connection and educate their audience. It is just buy, 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 buy. Then I look at other profiles and I go quite a way down and I'm getting the scrolling and I'm still not sure what they sell or what they do. And so whilst they might really know exactly what it is that they're selling and exactly what it is that they're doing, their customers are not actually receiving that information. And whilst it seems clear to them from their Facebook profile or Instagram profile that this is exactly what they sell and how somebody can buy it, that journey is not simple and easy to follow for the customer. And you will see this show up in your business if people are saying things to you like, oh, I didn't realize that you sell such and such, or, oh, I didn't realize that you offer services in this particular area. If people don't realize and don't know, then it can simply be because you aren't clearly communicating that enough. Now, we can help change that through our bios and our profiles and the way that our accounts are set up. But we also do have to be sharing what we actually do regularly. I have a really good example for this. And this is a really good friend of mine. She has an amazing business called the Gut Healing Community. And she has a massive Facebook group, really big Facebook group. It's a great part of her funnel and the sales machine of her business. And she noticed that she wasn't really getting any people adding to the group, like asking to join the group. And she had a lot. And so we went back through her posts and looked at her profile, and we realized that she was not actually inviting people to join her group. She had been regularly putting out posts saying, hey, this is our group, this is what we do, this is why you should join. That's the most important bit. Come on over and join our group. And so people had been coming over and joining her group. But what had happened was she'd kind of had a bit of a lull in posting, and then she was busy with some other things. And so she didn't have as much strategy around what she was posting on her Facebook page. And the thing that had gotten forgotten was inviting people to come across and join her group. And so she had seen a massive drop in the number of people that were coming across. It was affecting the growth of her email list, because that was one way that she was getting people onto her email list. It was affecting her sales because she wasn't bringing as many new people into the business in that way. And the group is a really important connection piece. And so all she did was go back in and schedule to put out a post on Facebook once a week, every week, saying, hey, come and join our group. What happened? Straight up went the number of people that were joining her free group, and everything followed on from there. So if you are all sales, then that is too much for the platform and you're going to suffer on the algorithm. If you are no sales, then your potential customers and clients are not going to have an easy journey from watching what you're doing on Facebook through to how they would buy from you. And that journey is different in every business. And there's so much that I could say about that. But if we're not getting the connection piece right at the beginning, then we can have the most amazing funnel that is totally and utterly useless. All right, so in talking about those 3 mistakes, forgetting the purpose of the platform, forgetting human connection, and then having too much sales or not enough sales, I hope that that has helped to answer the question of, what the hell do I post? Okay, because we've talked about engagement posts, we've talked about connection posts, we've talked about educating our audience through posts, and then we've talked about sales posts. So that is really the main categories of posts that you're going to want to be using for your business when it comes to Facebook and Instagram. So I hope that by giving you the mistakes and pointing out what you can be doing better, I have given you some really strong ideas for what you can be posting in order to be getting conversion through your social media. So before I sign off, because I don't want this to be a long training, I want to let you know about 2 things that are going on. The first one is that next Wednesday, the Socials That Convert Masterclass. This is a free masterclass that I will be running via Zoom. I ran it last month. People loved it. I received great feedback from people that had attended, that worked through the 4 foundational steps of Socials That Convert that I reveal in that masterclass. Those 4 steps are the steps that I use with my one-on-one coaching clients. They are also the steps that I'm currently using with my Social Strategy Foundations group coaching program. We are seeing really great results over there as well. So basically, this will be a 1-hour masterclass where I will take you through and show you what those 4 steps are, give you real life, actual, useful examples of how you can up your game in each of those 4 foundational areas so that you can build a social media machine that is actually converting sales. Because in the end, if you aren't converting sales, then you aren't making money. And if you're not making money, you can't be making a good impact. So I've put the link for that in this live post. Make sure that you head on over and join us. Free training, come along, learn all about it. You'll be glad that you did. The final thing that I want to let you know is that I opened up a few cheap one-on-one coaching spots next week. Just 1 power hour coaching spots. They're available next week. I opened up 5 of them. 1 has already gone to one of my lovely Social Strategy Foundations members. So there are 4 spots next week left. They're going at $77. So you get the whole hour with me. You'll get a pre-questionnaire that you can fill out so that we know where we are at to get cracking in that hour. And they are only $77 for the next 4 people that book for next week. So if you have been following along, if you've been watching me, thinking, woman, I want to work with you, but I don't have the cash right now, or I don't want to sign on to a big package, or I'm not really sure whether this is going to be what I need, blah, 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 etc. This is a really great opportunity to work with me, super low cost, and get that 1 hour of power to get your strategy sorted. So if you would like one of them, comment or send me a private message and we can set that up. But I would love to see all of you at the Socials That Convert Masterclass next Wednesday. Click the link if you would like to be there. And I hope that this little training was helpful for you when it comes to thinking about making sure that your social media is actually helping you make sales. All right. I'm going to leave it there. If you've got any questions, pop them down below if you see this later, and I will be back in to talk to you guys soon. All right, have a great Thursday afternoon. Bye.